Right now, the National Weather Desk, an earthquake rocks West Texas, but at least one seismologist says it was a man-made quake. Drought conditions make battling wildfires across portions of the southeast extremely difficult. We'll look back at California's deadly Camp Fire 5 years after it destroyed several communities. We'll also take a closer look at the role artificial intelligence is playing in making weather forecasts more inclusive, and the signs to look for as some people start to suffer from seasonal depression.
From our nation's capital, this is the National Weather Desk.
Good morning and welcome to the National Weather Desk. I'm Angela Brown. Some areas of the Northeast are seeing their first snow of the season. This is Lake George, just north of Albany, New York. You can see the snow on the roofs and grass. The snow here is expected to turn into freezing rain. Light snow is also falling across portions of Vermont, New Hampshire, and western Maine, but accumulation will not be significant. Dense fog is expected in New Orleans again this morning. It will be the third consecutive morning. Fog and smoke will make driving dangerous. Police are once again prepared to shut down the interstates if need be. On Tuesday, one person died in a multi-vehicle crash. The so-called super fog is caused by smoke from nearby marsh fires and low fog, reducing visibility in some places to near zero. The shaking earth woke up people in West Texas yesterday. The 5.2 magnitude earthquake hit in the early morning hours. There were no reports of injuries or damage, but get this, a seismologist says the quake was induced by man-made activities. The quake was centered near the town of Mentone. Leanna Golden has more.
It's the question of the day. Did you feel the earthquake last night?
Yes, I was awake this morning when it happened.
I didn't feel it, I guess I slept through it.
So I sleep and then I got woken up.
No, I did not.
The 5.2 magnitude earthquake captured on one of our east side weather cameras around 3:27 a.m. And check out this similar sight from our camera up in Roswell, New Mexico. This video coming to us from a viewer in Northeast El Paso, the quake even triggering an alarm system.
It's funny, I study earthquakes for a living, but it doesn't make them any less terrifying.
Seismologist and UTEP professor Aaron Velasco felt it too. He described the tremor as an induced earthquake.
Induced basically means it's induced by man-made activities. In this particular case, it is the result of injection of wastewater deep into the ground that's getting into some of these faults and creating the situation that we have. Will it continue on? It may. The Railroad Commission of Texas regulates the oil and gas industry, and it's pretty much a scientific consensus now that activities related to that oil and gas business is creating this situation right now.
Velasco says the probability of having a stronger earthquake here, like a 6 or 7 magnitude, is unlikely, but in the off chance it does happen, you might want to go outside and check it out, but don't. He says it's dangerous. Just stick to the basics, which is duck, cover, and hold on.
Wildfires continue to keep firefighters busy in the east, and the drought is contributing to the crisis. North Carolina's governor declared a state of emergency on Wednesday due to the wildfires and also drought. A burn ban is also in effect for 30 counties. At least 3 fires are burning in western North Carolina. One is 80% contained, but the others are just 15% and 0% contained. It's a similar situation in West Virginia, but reporter Bob Aaron finds something unique. Roughly 2/3 of the fires this season have started in the past few days.
Real fire danger was clouded by smoke from some not-so-distant fires and compounded by record or near-record temperatures after a very dry week. Early Wednesday, a combination of smoke and fog cut visibility in eastern Kanawha County, where multiple blazes burned. Forestry crews made gains, but warned the current fire dangers won't end until we get some serious rain, probably Friday. The governor urged West Virginians to be cautious burning yard debris and not to violate the fall fire season restrictions on daylight burning. A lot of recent fires add up to a lot of damage to trees and woodlands.
There are 75 new fires since last Friday. There's been 15,850 acres burned so far. Now, if you don't have any idea what 15,800 acres is, it is enormous.
That number of fires isn't all that unusual for fall fire season, like this blaze that's getting close to the West Virginia Turnpike. But the fact that the fires have happened over just a few days is. The governor recalled when you could frequently see forest fire flames along the turnpike in the fall. That memory is reality today.
Wildfires are also still burning across portions of Alabama amid drought conditions. More than 350 have been reported in just the past couple of weeks. The fires have charred more than 3,000 acres, prompting the governor to prohibit all outdoor burning across that state. Wednesday marked 5 years since the start of the Camp Fire, the deadliest and most destructive wildfire in California history. It was ignited by faulty electric transmission lines. Strong winds quickly spread the flames across 240 square miles. At least 85 people died, with damage topping $16 billion. The community honored those victims with 85 seconds of silence yesterday. Nazi Jahid looks back on the fire, the impact on the community, and the changes it sparked.
CAL FIRE says the Camp Fire ignited from a faulty PG&E power line during high winds and extreme fire danger. The towns of Paradise and Concal were destroyed, each losing roughly 95% of their structures. Officials say fire resources were also stretched at the time, as 2 separate fires had been reported the same day in Southern California. CAL FIRE says the resource request for the Camp Fire equaled the entirety of its full-time professionals.
But I've never seen a fire that has affected this many people. Again, nearly 40,000 people within the first several hours of the fire.
It's devastation. I mean, there's row after subdivision after, the community is gone.
The vast majority of the destruction occurred within just the first 4 hours of the fire igniting. CAL FIRE says at the height of deployment, there were nearly 5,600 firefighters battling the blaze. It became the deadliest and most destructive fire in the United States at the time. Since then, Paradise has been taking several steps to ensure a tragedy like that never happens again. The most notable effort is with the town's early warning siren system, just implemented this past summer. Using over $2 million awarded through FEMA, the town has installed 21 sirens and is working to make sure that if another wildfire sparks, residents can get out and stay alive. PG&E has also taken steps to prevent it from starting a future catastrophe. The utility now implements public safety power shutoffs in several areas to make sure fires don't spark when high winds knock down its power lines. The utility is also undergrounding power lines to eliminate the possibility of a downline starting a fire. But the cost has come with backlash from the state's Public Utilities Commission.
The first images from a powerful new space telescope have been revealed. The European Space Agency launched the Euclid telescope in July. The images include colorful views of a stellar nursery and massive clusters of galaxies and stars from millions and billions of light years away. Time is quickly running out for fall foliage across the country. As you can see in this map from explorefall.com, most of the country is now past peak color, but there's still time to catch those fall colors in the south, from the Carolinas to Texas and also Oklahoma. The desert Southwest and California's Central Valley are not yet at peak either. The official start of winter is now just 42 days away, but meteorological winter on December 1st is just 22 days from now. Check out this impressive fog bow that appeared in Greenville, Alabama Wednesday morning. Fog bows are similar to traditional rainbows, but there's a big difference. In a rainbow, sunlight interacts with raindrops. In a fog bow, sunlight interacts with water droplets in fog, mist, or a cloud. Those droplets are much smaller than raindrops, which is why fog bows only have weak colors, or like this one, are colorless. And this is a picture of what's called a fall streak hole. Here's how it forms. There are water droplets in this cloud that are supercooled, meaning they are colder than freezing but have not frozen yet. Planes passing through the clouds would help form ice crystals, which is just what those water droplets need to freeze. Then they start to grow and fall, leaving a hole behind, and the streaks you see in the sky are the falling ice crystals. And coming up on the National Weather Desk, we'll find out how artificial intelligence is being used to help translate the weather. And we'll hear from an expert about the impact colder temperatures can have on your mood.